Am I the asshole for giving money set aside for my son to his daughter's mother? After you finish reading this story, you might have faith in humanity restored. It's a very complicated story, but I think it's a really good story, a wholesome story. Let's read the story. My husband and I are fortunate that we are able to not just put our children through college, but also put money aside for their future weddings. As our sons got older, one of them, Frank, told us that he didn't plan on getting married. My husband and I talked about it and decided that when the time came, we would give him money toward the down payment on his first home. We also told our other son that this was an option as well, and he could use the money for either. From age 20 to 23, Frank dated Nadine. They were pretty serious, and according to Frank, he planned to be her long-term partner. She was very close with our family and even vacationed with us. Then one day, out of nowhere, he announced that they broke up. Didn't want to talk about why and refused to talk about her period. We weren't sure what was going on, but supported him. Then, a few months later, Nadine reached out to me. She asked if I had Frank's new phone number. I was hesitant to give it to her, as I wasn't sure if he wanted to have it. That is when she told me that she had recently given birth to Frank's child and would get into contact with him. Wow. But she really needed his help. I didn't give her his number, but said I would talk to him and get his consent. When I told Frank the news, he wasn't surprised. He said he knew about the baby. I asked if he knew if it was his. Did Nadine cheat or something and that is why they broke up? He said no. He knew the baby was his. Nadine isn't the type to cheat. He said that he just doesn't want to be a father. That is the main reason that he broke up with her, because he is being just a total pussy. I asked if he thought she baby trapped him. Not because I thought she did, but just trying to find any reasons for this attitude. He said no. He believed it was a true accident, but he didn't want a baby. You gotta take responsibility if you don't want a baby, but now you got a baby. You gotta step it up. I was in shock. My husband and I didn't raise either of our boys to be this way. I said even if he doesn't want to physically be present, he still owes child support. He claims that no, he is not going to pay and Nadine is too poor to get a lawyer. I told him I was disappointed in him and that he need to get his act together and be responsible. He was very nonchalant when refusing. I truly didn't recognize the son in front of me. So the story have turned 360, right? It looked like Nadine was the cheater, but in reality, Frank is the one that completely showed his true color. I ended up meeting with Nadine privately. She looked exhausted. She told me that she had been laid off right before finding out she was pregnant and was struggling to find work. She had depleted her savings. On top of it, she was exhausted from caring for baby. I held the baby and fell in love instantly. I knew we had to help Nadine and my granddaughter. I spoke with some friends and helped Nadine get a job. My husband and I discussed it and decided we would use Frank's wedding and down payment fund on getting a good lawyer for her. That is good for the parents because they have the moral rights and they have at least human decency, right? One of the first things done was getting a DNA test which proved that yes, the baby is Frank's. And with the lawyer, Nadine was able to get child support out of Frank. At the time, Frank didn't know where the money for the lawyer came from. Nadine asked us not to tell him for the time being, and we agreed. This was all a year ago. My husband and I are very active in Nadine and baby's life. Nadine is doing much better. She has a new apartment and the child support has helped her immensely. Frank has barely spoken to us in the time since. He called us traitors for even wanting to be around Nadine and the baby. He also blamed us for her suing him for child support. We told him that we are very disappointed in him trying to skip out on his responsibilities and make it so the mother of his child couldn't support their baby. That is just so cruel. Frank recently came to us and announced he is finally ready to buy his first home. He said that he has some money saved up, so combined with that what we put away, he feels like he can buy a nice house. I know where this story is going. We told him that the money isn't there anymore and finally explained why. He became furious. He told us that we had chosen Nadine and the baby over him. We said no, we chose the baby's well-being over him. He has now cut off us completely and says that we have chosen this new family over him. Our other son was supportive of us being in the baby's life, but says we were wrong for giving out the money Frank's always count on the baby. While we were once confident in our choice, we now wonder if we went too far. Were we wrong? I will let you guys decide if this is the wrong way or the right way, but for me, 100% it is the right way to do it, because Frank just completely abandoned the mother and the child that he was responsible, that he made, right, his mistake, and he refused to help, to step up, to show support. And the reason he think he can get away with it is because Nadine was really poor, could not get any lawyer, and she was just suffering on the brink of going to die, literally going to die. Frank was almost killing, right, going to kill the baby and the mother because she was exhausted. She don't have money, she's hungry, the baby is hungry, they didn't get no sleep, and it was a total disaster. And I think the mother really saved him. And I also want to put it this way: if Frank doesn't even want to provide child support, then why would the parents expect to be the one that support the grown adult? That's the question, right? I don't really get it. Like that's a legitimate question, right? Frank don't even want to provide support to the newborn baby. Why would the parents provide support to a grown adult? There's a comment right here that said it like that. It's a great way to say it. Like, think about this, right? Grown adult don't want to support a child. Then why would the parents support him buying a house? And he just did a totally cruel, unjust, inhuman thing. Hiding from the mother, hiding from the child. And I feel bad for the mother and the child, because the child will never have a father that is truly a good father. And I think sort of just, should have been really careful about getting pregnant with the man. You gotta choose the right man. If you don't choose the right man, it's bad. That's why it's like Nadine is lucky enough. Like, she didn't make a bad choice, but Nadine is lucky enough to have a Frank. Lucky enough to have Frank's parents help out. If they didn't help out, it would have been really bad. So that's why the story had a really good ending and kind of restored my faith in humanity. If you want more of these stories, make sure to give this a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. My name is Kelvin, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video.